You know how AI agents are always learning? They remember our conversations, what we like, the documents we use, all to be more helpful. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens if that very memory, the thing that makes them so smart, gets corrupted? What if it could be turned into a weapon? Okay, so let's dive into that question. We are not talking about some brute force hack, cracking the AI's code or anything like that. No, this threat is way more subtle. It's about twisting the AI's entire understanding of reality by poisoning what it remembers. I think this slide just nails the difference. A direct attack that's like trying to perform a surgery on the AI's brain. It's core programming, it's hard, it's messy. But memory poisoning? Oh, that's way sneakier. It's like secretly scribbling lies in the AI's notebook. The brain itself is totally fine, but the information it relies on, well, that's now fundamentally broken. So let's stick with this idea of poisoning the AI's notebook. Now we are going to get into the nuts and bolts of it. How does this buildup of bad information actually work in the real world? And more importantly, where are the weak spots inside an AI system? So here is the official take from OWASP, that is Open Web Application Security Project. And you've got to pay attention to the keywords here. It's all about information being deliberately injected into the AI's memory. Information that the AI later treats as a trusted truth. See, the AI isn't hacked, it's deceived. It's basically a psychological manipulation where the AI is tricked into believing a lie is a fact. And you might be wondering, so where does this poison actually hide? Well, the scary part is that the attack surface is huge. It can be planted in all sorts of places the AI uses to remember things. We are talking its main long-term memory, these specialized things called vector databases that help it connect ideas, and even the simple notes it takes about you, the user, or the summaries it writes for itself to make decisions later. The entire ecosystem of its memory is vulnerable. An abstract definition is one thing, but to really get how dangerous this is, we need a story. So let's think of this like a quiet digital age heist. And the target is a friendly customer support AI. This timeline just shows you how insidious this all is. It's a patient attack. The attacker doesn't smash a window, they just talk to the AI, planting this little seed of misinformation. The AI, just trying to do its job and be helpful, stores it away. Then, weeks later, a totally normal thing happens and boom, the AI recalls this fake policy as a hard fact and acts on it. It automatically issues a refund. No alarms go off, no red flags are raised. It's just quiet, trust based manipulation. And here's the real kicker, this isn't a one and done deal. Because that fake policy now lives inside the AI's trusted memory, the attacker can come back over and over again. Or anyone else who triggers the right conditions can exploit it too. They can just bleed money from the company through a process that, from the AI's point of view, is completely legitimate. So, why is this trick that sounds so simple is also incredibly dangerous? Well, it all comes down to one single fundamental flaw. We build our systems to trust their own memory. And believe me, this goes way beyond some simple support bot. OWASP points out that this kind of attack can corrupt almost any AI that learns. Imagine an AI that pulls in external articles. That's called a RAG system, that is retrieval augmented generation. And an attacker feeds its manipulated facts to that system. Or what about a sales AI that is secretly taught to blacklist a competitor? Or even an AI that helps programmers being taught to accept insecure code? The possibilities are, well, they are frankly a little terrifying. This is what makes memory poisoning so dangerous. It's the perfect silent attack. It persists over time, hidden deep inside the system. It can spread if that bad memory gets shared with other AI agents. And this is the big one. It triggers no alarms because, as far as the AI is concerned, it's just following the rules it remembers. Okay, so after all that doom and gloom, you are probably asking, what on earth can we do about this, right? Well, let's pivot to the most important part. How do we actually build defenses against an attack on memory itself? The good news is we are not helpless here. OWASP gives us a really clear checklist of proactive defenses. It's all about putting guardrails on what the AI is allowed to remember. Stuff like validating what gets stored, stamping every memory with where it came from, running regular checkups to clean out bad data. And this one is absolutely critical, requiring a human being to sign off on any new memory that could change a major policy. If you are building or deploying these systems, it all boils down to one powerful idea. Treat memory like you treat code. If a piece of information is important enough for an AI to remember forever, it needs to be reviewed. It needs to be checked. It needs to be approved before it gets committed to that AI's permanent memory. All right, let's wrap this up by zooming out for a second and thinking about the really big picture here. What does all this mean for the future we are trying to build with artificial intelligence? We really have to shift our thinking. An AI isn't just a stateless tool that gives an answer and then forgets everything. It's an entity that accumulates a history. It builds a past made of data and interactions. And as we have seen, that accumulated past can absolutely be weaponized to dictate its future actions. And that leaves us with one final profound question. Guarding an AI's memory isn't just some technical problem to solve. It's all about protecting its integrity, its very essence. Because if an attacker can control what an AI remembers, do they get to control its decisions tomorrow? Thank you for listening.